Good evening, students. How are you all? Fine. Okay, very good. Now is the session of business study. Okay. And in the previous session, we had started a new chapter, that is the principles of management given by Henry Ford. Okay. We discussed something about Henry Ford, who had given 14 fundamental principles of management. Okay. In the previous session, we had discussed the first principle given by Henry Ford, and that is the division of work. Okay. We had also seen its positive and violating effects on an organization. Okay. Now let us proceed towards the other principles given by Henry Ford. Okay. The next principle which we can discuss today is the principle of authority and responsibility. Okay. You know, students, when organizing function is performed by the management in an organization, then there is a need to distribute the authority and responsibility, to distribute the authority and fix the responsibility. Okay. That means distributing authorities among organizational personnels and fixing the responsibilities of them is an important exercise of management. Okay. So always there is a possibility of personal conflict. There is always a possibility of hierarchy and chaos if the responsibility is not fixed in a justified manner and ample authority is not given to the responsible person. Okay. Therefore, in order to remove out these complexities, these problems, then the principle of authority and responsibility can be practiced by the management in an organization. Okay. So before knowing what is this principle, let us first define what is called authority. You know, students, in context of management of an organization, authority refers to the power of making decisions. Okay. So a person who is authorized to make decision should be very competent, balanced, and very decisive and very honest. Okay. Not only this, but so long as responsibility is concerned, it refers to an obligation for compliance of the job assigned. That means whatever job is assigned to an individual, that means that person is held responsible for completing that job on time and in a proper way. Okay. So these are the two basic elements, authority and responsibility, of organizing function of management. Henry Ford says that there should be a balance between these two, authority and responsibility. Okay. According to him, a person who is held responsible for a specific job must be given the sufficient authority so that that person can make decisions properly on time and that person can fulfill his responsibility in a proper way. Okay. Authority is required to those persons who are held responsible for doing the jobs. Okay. And suppose if a person is having authority without responsibility, then it has no importance, it has no it will not benefit the organization. Okay, if a person is given some authority, then that person must be held responsible also for the job assigned to him concerned. Okay, thus Fowle says that there should be a check and balance while distributing authority among organizational personnels and while fixing responsibility to different individuals working in the organization. Okay, Fowle says that authority without responsibility is useless and responsibility without authority is a burden. Okay, so authority should be in proportion to the responsibility given to a person, given to an individual, and the responsibility should also be in proportion to the authority granted, delegated to that person. Okay, this is the principle of authority and responsibility which according to Henry Fowle must be adopted by the managers while performing organizing function. Okay, now what may be the positive effects of this principle? The positive effects of the principles may be something like this. As number one, there will be a sense of cooperation and cordial relationship between the workers and the management. Okay. Number two, the workers and employees will feel themselves motivated and they will perform their jobs in a better way. Number three, if the authority and responsibilities are distributed properly, then the major decisions as well as minor decisions will be taken at right time by the right persons for the right reasons. Okay. Other than this principle of authority and responsibility may help managers in establishing coordination among them. Okay, it also brings about a job clarity among the individuals because everyone knows who is authorized for what and who is responsible for what. Okay, these are some of the positive effects, these are some of the benefits which can be obtained by adopting the principle of authority and responsibility. And suppose this principle is not followed, then what will be its violating effects? And the violating effects may be something like this. What are they? There will not be good relationship between workers and management. There will always be a conflict and controversies between them. There will be a situations of chaos and anarchy in the organization. The resources will not be utilized in a better way. The workers will not perform efficiently in lack of sufficient authority. Okay. And the decisions will not be taken on time. And just imagine if all these things happen in absence of this principle of authority and responsibility, then how can an organization achieve success? So, according to Henry Fowle, the principle of authority and responsibility must be exercised by the managers in their day-to-day operation of business or of the organization. Okay. Now, let us see the another principle of management given by Henry Fowle. And that principle is commonly known as the principle of discipline. Students, being the students, you know better than me what is called discipline. Okay, a common man feels that obedience of superiors is discipline, follow up of rules and regulation is discipline, or discipline means creating such an atmosphere through rules and regulation in which the works can be performed without interruption, without any delay. Okay, so discipline is required. In context of management, discipline has a broader sense. It involves not only obedience and complete realization or observations of rules and regulations, but discipline includes a mental state, creation of such a mental state of the workers and employees that they could feel only better and better for the organization. Okay, it has been observed that in a disciplined organization, the resources are utilized efficiently towards achievement of predetermined goals and objectives. Okay, so it is responsibility of the managers to see whether the works are being done by the workers in a disciplined manner or not, whether they are loyal to the authority, to the organization or not, or whether they follow the instructions given by their superiors or not. Okay, it is very, very important, or in fact the first requirement of any organization to maintain discipline everywhere within the organization. Okay, have you understood what is called discipline in context of management? It is a creation of such a wonderful mental state of the workers and employees in which a systematic operation of each and every activity may take place. Okay, what will be its positive effects if this principle is followed by the managers? You know, a disciplined organization gets reputation in the market, in the society. Number two, a disciplined worker or employee always gets respect from the superior. Number three, if everything is carried out in a disciplined manner, then it becomes very easy to establish coordination among different activities. Okay. Number four, if the principle of discipline is accurately adopted in the organization by the management, then there will be effectiveness of authority, there will be success of authority of the concerned superior if discipline is followed accurately. Okay, so Henry Fayol has suggested complete observance of the discipline in an organization. Okay, and if the principle of discipline is not adopted, then what will happen? There will be chaos and anarchy, there will be wastage of resources, there will be delay in decisions, nobody will respect other. The employees will have no trust in management, and simultaneously the management will also have no trust on employee. They will not have respect and honor for each other. Do you feel such a situation can be accepted in an organization? Certainly not. Okay, so discipline in fact is the first requirement, and Fayol says that the principle of discipline must be exercised in any kind of the organization, whether it is a business organization or it is a non-business organization. Okay, so students, along with these two principles which I have discussed today, I would like to finish my lecture and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you.